A single moment of contact lasting under 3 seconds holds a quiet power that most people completely overlook. It can trigger a powerful release of a special chemical called oxytocin inside a woman's brain. This isn't just a romantic idea or beautiful words. It is how our brains are naturally designed to respond. That warm feeling of closeness and connection can linger with her for hours, even after you have stepped away. Yet most men go through life without realizing which types of touch gently open a woman's heart and which ones cause her to quietly decide she never wants to be near him again. Today, I want to share 7 very specific ways of touching that can deeply shift how a woman feels about you. When we reach number 5, you will understand why it almost feels like a hidden key that unlocks her emotions. There is an important truth many people hesitate to say openly. A woman who has lived, learned, and grown wiser no longer falls for words alone. She has already heard every sweet compliment a man can offer. She has received the late-night messages full of affection. She has sat through candlelit dinners where a man tried too hard to say all the perfect things to win her over. Those words lost their magic long ago because she has heard them many times before. What truly reaches her now and helps her lower the walls she has carefully built around her heart is something much more primal and honest. It is touch. But not just any touch. I am not referring to the awkward or overly eager contact you see in movies. I am talking about touch that carries real intention. I mean touches that are warm, steady, and show her you are truly thinking about her well-being. These touches communicate things words simply cannot capture. They speak of safety, confidence, gentleness, and genuine desire, all without saying a single word. A brilliant researcher named Dr. Dacher Keltner from UC Berkeley conducted a fascinating study on this. He had complete strangers try to communicate emotions to each other using only a brief touch on the arm. They were not allowed to speak or even show their faces. The results were remarkable. People correctly identified emotions like gratitude, love, and sympathy through touch alone up to 78% of the time. Think about that. Your words could only wish to be that clear and sincere. So if you have ever wondered why some men create deep emotional bonds with women so effortlessly, while others try hard and still end up in the just friends zone, this is the missing piece. It is not about the jokes you make or the stories you tell. It is about how you touch. And a woman who has gained wisdom through life experience feels this on a much deeper level than someone younger might. Before we go through all 7 touches, I need to give you a gentle warning. 2 of them may seem so basic that you might be tempted to skip over them. Please don't. These are often the very touches that wise women say create feelings they struggle to describe in words. And the final one, number 7, has such a strong physical impact on the body that relationship counselors actually recommend it to couples who are on the verge of breaking apart. I will explain exactly why it works so powerfully when we reach it. Let's begin with the first touch that quietly shifts how she perceives you. The first touch, the gentle lower back guide. You might see this as simple politeness, but much more is happening beneath the surface. When you lightly place your hand on the small of a woman's back, perhaps while guiding her through a doorway, navigating a crowded space, or simply standing beside her, you are touching an area rich with sensitive nerve endings. The lower back connects directly to the emotional centers of the brain. When your hand is warm, slow, and steady, the message bypasses her thinking mind and speaks straight to her feelings. The real secret lies in your speed and pressure. A quick pat feels like something you would do with a relative at a gathering. Pressing too firmly can feel controlling. But when you place your full palm there gently and let it rest with just enough presence to say, "I am here and I have you," it creates a powerful response in her body. Research shows this makes her feel protected and connected. Her body relaxes, her brain releases that bonding chemical, and she begins to associate being near you with safety and peace. A mature woman especially appreciates this because she has often spent years being the strong one who handles everything alone. She has had to be her own protector. When a man places his hand on her back with quiet strength, he is not trying to dominate her. He is quietly saying, "You don't have to carry everything by yourself right now." For a woman who has been carrying the weight of the world, that single touch can mean more than 100 romantic gifts. One woman in her late 40s shared that when a man did this for her at a restaurant, she felt something she hadn't experienced in over 10 years. She felt chosen. That is the real power you hold in a simple, kind touch. The second touch, holding her hand with both of your hands. This is one many people overlook, and it is a missed opportunity because it is incredibly effective. We see casual hand-holding everywhere, but that is not what I mean here. I am talking about taking her hand in yours and then gently wrapping your second hand around it, cradling her hand like it is something truly valuable. This is especially meaningful during a heartfelt conversation or right after she has shared something difficult. This touch works because it sends signals to both sides of her brain. When both of your hands envelop hers, her mind registers it as complete, undivided attention. Therapists even use this two-handed hold to help people feel secure after difficult experiences. So when you hold her hand this way, you are silently telling her brain, "You are safe with me, and I am fully here." For a woman who has faced hardship, this can be deeply moving. She has likely been with men who were physically present but mentally elsewhere, distracted by their phones, work, or other things. When you hold her hand with both of yours and maintain eye contact while she speaks, you are giving her something rare, your complete presence. The difference from a regular handshake is profound. Her brain will recognize that you stand apart from the rest, and once a wise woman sees you as special, others simply cannot compare. The third touch, the forehead rest. This one often catches a woman off guard in the best way. I am not talking about a quick kiss on the forehead, though that can be sweet too. I mean gently leaning in so your forehead rests against hers. You both close your eyes, the conversation pauses, and your breathing naturally begins to sink. The outside world seems to fade away. It may sound simple, but it carries deep meaning. Dr. Sue Johnson, a leading expert on adult attachment, refers to moments like this as bonding moments. They create the same sense of safety an infant feels in a parent's arms. Resting foreheads together is one of the most powerful ways adults can express closeness. It requires both people to be open and vulnerable. You cannot do it from a distance. You must slow down and lower your defenses. For a woman who has built strong walls to protect herself, this touch feels like a soft invitation to a door she has kept closed for a long time. It asks for nothing. It does not rush anything. It simply says, "I am fully here with you, and there is nowhere else I would rather be." A man who can do this without joking or becoming uncomfortable shows real emotional maturity and understanding. The fourth touch, the back of the neck. I almost hesitated to share this one because it is so effective. The back of the neck is one of the most sensitive areas on the body, packed with nerves. Since we cannot see behind us, it is also a place where we naturally feel vulnerable. Touching it creates an almost immediate blend of excitement and trust. When you gently place your hand or fingers on the back of a woman's neck while speaking with her, her brain quickly evaluates. Am I safe? Can I trust this? Does this feel good? When the answer is yes, the response is fast. Her breathing may shift, and her heart rate can increase slightly. Inside her brain, dopamine and oxytocin begin working together, the exact combination that fuels romantic feelings. This is where maturity matters. A younger woman might not fully grasp its significance, but a woman with more life experience immediately understands what it communicates. It shows confidence without aggression and interest without desperation. It is a refined gesture. However, timing is everything. This touch should only happen after trust has been established. It is a natural step forward, never a shortcut. A wise woman will recognize the difference right away. The fifth touch, the thumb stroke. This is the one I mentioned earlier that almost feels unfair in its effectiveness. It occurs when you are already holding her hand or your hand rests on her arm or shoulder. Without drawing attention to it, your thumb begins moving slowly and gently back and forth across her skin. You continue the conversation normally without mentioning it. This works because our skin contains special nerves that respond specifically to slow, gentle stroking. These nerves connect directly to the brain regions responsible for feelings of closeness and belonging. Researchers in Sweden discovered that this type of slow stroking activates the insular cortex, the area associated with emotional connection. By moving your thumb in that calm, rhythmic way, you are quietly turning on the closeness switch in her brain. She may not consciously notice what your hand is doing, but her body responds strongly. She begins feeling drawn to you in a way she cannot easily explain. A woman who has experienced relationships with little affection may feel that small thumb stroke and think, he is doing this naturally, without trying. He is just a genuinely caring person. That belief, that your kindness is simply part of who you are, is what makes her feel safe enough to truly open her heart. It is not about grand gestures. It is about that subtle, gentle movement while talking about ordinary things. The sixth touch, the silent pull. This happens when you are sitting or standing near each other and, without a word, you gently draw her a little closer. You might wrap your arm around her shoulders or place your hand on her waist to reduce the space between you. You do not ask or announce it. You simply move with quiet confidence. This works because of our natural desire for closeness. Relationship researchers say one of the clearest signs of a healthy bond is the urge to minimize distance between two people. When you pull her closer, your action silently says, "The space between us felt too much. I want you right here." For a mature woman, this carries deep meaning. Many women her age have spent years feeling they had to earn closeness. They felt they needed to look or act a certain way to deserve affection. They may have been with partners who only touched them when they wanted something. So when a man draws her close simply because he enjoys her nearness, it rewrites her story. It tells her she is wanted for exactly who she is. There is something incredibly moving about watching a strong, independent woman relax into a man who quietly pulled her closer during a quiet moment together. The seventh touch, the long hug. I am going to share the real masculine hug with you. This is the approach almost no one teaches. This is the hug that makes you the man she remembers long after the moment ends. This hug is solid, intentional, and creates a feeling of safety. It is the perfect balance of strength and connection. It will transform how women respond to you. A genuine masculine hug begins with you taking the lead confidently. You do not wait passively for her to approach. You move toward her with calm assurance. Plant your feet shoulder-width apart, keep your knees slightly relaxed, and hold your back straight. When your body feels grounded, it signals to her that your inner self is also stable. Her subconscious notices this right away. You appear rooted like a strong tree, confident and purposeful. As you step into the hug, place one hand warmly between her shoulder blades. This should feel protective and steady. Your other hand rests in the middle of her upper back. Come chest to chest. Apply consistent, firm pressure, not crushing, but strong enough that she knows you are fully present. You are not distracted. You are not anxious. You are completely there with your full attention. And here is the often forgotten key that changes everything. You must breathe. Take slow, deep, relaxed breaths. It may sound simple, but this is what keeps your entire body calm. Calmness is contagious. It flows from you to her. When she feels your chest rising and falling steadily, her own body begins to sync with yours. This is where true connection forms. You are no longer just greeting each other, you are creating a real moment of bonding. The ideal length for this hug is 2 to 5 seconds. Not rushed, but long enough for her body to register your presence. Short enough to feel natural, yet meaningful enough to leave an impression. And this is crucial. You are the one who gently ends the hug. Do not wait for her to pull away. Step back slowly and smoothly, letting your hands glide lightly down her arms as you create space. Hold eye contact for 1 extra second. Offer a warm, relaxed smile, and say something simple and natural like, "Hey," or whatever fits the moment. The way you conclude the hug matters just as much as how you begin it. The entire interaction becomes a small reflection of the man you are. She may not analyze the hug logically, but the feeling it creates will stay with her throughout the day and beyond. The real power lies in showing up with calm, grounded strength. When you master this, you gain a significant advantage. Most men have no idea this approach even exists. They continue with weak, aggressive, or disconnected hugs. If you are realizing you may have been doing it differently, show your support right now. Let me know this is helping you. Here is a practical technique you can use. The next time you feel anxious, pause and take a deep breath. Relax your muscles. Check your posture. Are your shoulders tense? Are your hands clenched? Soften your body and take a moment to center yourself. This will help you feel more in control, and she will sense that steadiness. When you show up calm and present, women respond differently. They feel more at ease and begin to trust you more naturally. Trust forms the foundation of any meaningful relationship. When you demonstrate that you are grounded and attentive, you are building something lasting. So the next time you are with a woman, remember that full presence changes everything. It reveals your true character. Think about recent conversations you have had. Were you truly there, or was your mind elsewhere? If you were distracted, that is fine. Every new moment offers a fresh opportunity to improve. Start today with the very next person you speak with. Now, let us go deeper into why emotional steadiness is so attractive. Imagine entering a room. You do not need to be the most talkative person. Often the most magnetic person is the one who is quiet, yet self-assured. You can feel his presence without him saying much. He carries calm, centered energy. This is what emotional steadiness looks like. It does not mean you have no emotions. It means you know yourself well enough to remain in control, even when situations feel slightly challenging. When you are steady, you can stay composed during awkward moments. This quality is highly appealing to women because everyone craves a sense of security. Consider this. Being with someone who remains calm when things get difficult feels reassuring. You feel safe in their company. But when someone is frequently anxious or overwhelmed by their own feelings, it creates unease in everyone around them. Steadiness signals that you are someone others can count on. Think about your own experiences. Have you ever spent time with someone who was constantly stressed? It probably made you want to create some distance. The same dynamic applies with women. If you lack steadiness, it sends the message that she cannot fully rely on you. So how do you develop greater emotional steadiness? It begins with awareness. Notice when worry starts to rise. Use deep breathing to return to your center. Take a brief pause to settle yourself before responding. Remember, you do not need to be perfect. You simply need to understand your emotions and choose to respond with strength. When you make this a habit, women will feel safer around you. They will naturally want to spend more time with you and open up more easily. They will see you as someone capable of handling life's challenges. Now, let us talk about how you carry your body. Your body language is like a silent introduction. It is often the first thing she notices. Your body communicates even when you are not speaking. Every movement tells its own story. When you feel comfortable in your own skin, that comfort radiates outward and others sense it. Consider your posture. When you enter a space, do you shrink or stand tall? Do you make eye contact? These small details carry significant weight. A man who walks with an open chest and relaxed shoulders appears confident and strong. A man who avoids eye contact may seem uncertain. Think about personal space as well. How close do you stand during conversation? Close enough to feel connected, but not so close that she feels uncomfortable. Finding that natural balance is key. There is also power in gentle, appropriate touch. A light touch on the arm can create warmth and connection when it feels natural and unforced. Pay attention to her response. If she leans in, that is positive. If she creates distance, respect it and give her more space. This is all part of nonverbal communication. All of this ties back to being present. Your body should reflect the calm energy you hold inside. When you combine emotional steadiness with confident body language, you become someone who makes a woman feel both safe and genuinely interested, often without saying very much at all. Now let us tie all these ideas together. The real secret to connecting with women is not about using techniques or tricks. It is about showing up as a grounded, present, and authentic man. When you are steady and calm, you create space for deeper, more meaningful connections. You are not performing. You are building trust and respect naturally. The true magic occurs when you stop trying to be someone you are not and simply become the best version of yourself. Women can sense authenticity. They notice the difference between forced effort and genuine comfort. When you carry quiet confidence, it helps her feel secure. If you apply these principles consistently, in your hugs, your conversations, and your presence, she will feel the difference. She will enjoy being around you more. But consistency is essential. You must show up as the same steady man each time she sees you. If your energy changes constantly, she will struggle to trust you. When you remain calm and centered, however, you become someone she finds difficult to resist. I encourage you to go out and practice what we discussed today. Start with your very next greeting. Bring your full attention to that moment. Stand tall, breathe steadily, and try the real masculine hug. It may feel slightly unfamiliar at first, but with practice, it will become natural, and you will see real changes. I genuinely want to hear about your experiences. Leave a comment below and share what happens when you try it. I enjoy reading every message. Thank you so much for watching and for your desire to become a better man. Keep practicing. Keep showing up fully present. I will see you in our next conversation. This is your opportunity to transform how you connect with others, and it begins right now. Do not put it off until tomorrow. Start today and watch how your interactions and your life begin to improve. I want you to picture this for a moment. Every time you meet someone, you are offering them an invisible gift. That gift is your full presence and your steady strength. When you give a hug that feels warm and solid, you are silently saying, I see you, I value you, I am fully here with you. This is a rare gift in today's hurried world. Most people move too quickly. They are already thinking about the next task or the next person. But because you have taken time to learn this with me, you are different. You are learning to slow down and show up fully. You are becoming a man who is deeply rooted. That grounded quality is what sets you apart. It is what draws people toward you. It is the difference between a tree easily shaken by the wind and a strong oak with deep, unshakable roots. Be that oak. Be the man who remains steady even when life feels stormy. When a woman senses that kind of strength, she naturally relaxes. She can lower her guard and simply be herself. And that, my friend, is where the most beautiful and meaningful connections are born. It may begin with a simple hug, but it grows into a life filled with genuine relationships and deeper fulfillment. I am genuinely proud of you for taking these steps. It requires real courage to examine yourself and commit to growth. Not every man is willing to do that, but you are. You belong to the small group that truly cares about becoming better. Keep moving forward, keep learning, keep becoming the strongest version of yourself. I am here with you on this journey, sharing what I have learned from listening to the hearts of thousands of women. Together, we can make your world warmer, richer, and more deeply connected. You already possess everything you need inside. We are simply uncovering and strengthening what has always been there. So take another deep breath. Feel your feet firmly on the ground. Smile at the possibilities ahead, and go out into the world as the calm, strong man you were always meant to be. I will be here waiting for you in our next conversation, ready to explore more of the hidden language of connection and the heart. Until then, take good care of yourself and everyone around you.